All right. All right. So concludes conference championship weekend in the NFL, and the stage is now set for the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers to face off in the Super Bowl for the second time in recent memory. There'll be plenty of time to talk about that and preview that game for the next 2 weeks. But for now, I just want to focus on the Detroit Lions and San Francisco 49ers game. First and foremost, if I was a Lions fan, I'd be pretty heartbroken about that one. All four teams that played in these games today earned their right to be there. All very good teams, all one-possession games. Any team could have won these games, but from a Lions perspective, I mean, you go into this game playing against a team that for 90% of the season, most people thought this team was going to win the Super Bowl and that they were the juggernaut of the NFL. And you had them. You had them on the ropes. A lot's going to be put into those Dan Campbell fourth down decisions. And he deserves the criticism. Because look, third quarter, you're up 14. Fourth down and 2 or 3? I think it was 4th and 3. And you could go up 17, have a 3-possession lead in the third quarter of the conference championship against a team that, in a lot of assets on this field, outmatch you. And you don't do that. You throw a pass. It's incomplete. Later on in the game, you're down 3. You could kick a field goal and tie the game. 4th and 3 again. You go for it. And once again, you don't get it. I mean, when it comes to playoff football, points are scarce. And one thing that I respect about Dan Campbell is that he didn't play these playoff games how most teams do. Most teams tighten up in the playoffs. It becomes a much more defensive battle, a slugfest. And Dan Campbell doesn't play by those rules, and I respect that. But there comes a time and place where you got to understand, look, you got to do what it takes to win this game at the end of the day. And not chase points, and that's what happened there. He was chasing points, and that'll get you. That'll get you 9 times out of 10, and it got them tonight. And the San Francisco 49ers, man. Well, it's 24-7. You blink, and the Niners are up. It was insane. Insane how fast that comeback happened. That one deep ball to Ayuk. That bounced off of the Lions defender's helmet, and he caught it on the deflection. Listen, all right, if you follow me on Twitter, if you don't, it's in my bio. It's the Zamboni. No, it's the Zamboni with 2 E's. Whatever. But I've been singing Brock Purdy's praises, and I've been hating on Cam Newton because these people on the internet, they wait for these quarterbacks like Brock Purdy and these so-called game manager quarterbacks. They wait for them to finally lose a game, and then they all gather around and go, oh, look, I told you so. Cam Newton told you so. They're game managers. Listen, all right, I don't want to hear that shit no more. Brock Purdy, in his second year, is headed to the Super Bowl, and he made some goddamn spectacular plays in that football game, and I know there was that interception. Every quarterback throws interceptions, and every quarterback that throws footballs worth a damn is going to throw a couple picks. All right, look at Josh Allen. Look at Pat Mahomes. They throw interceptions all the fucking time. All right, and Brock Purdy is no exception. But you know what? He stayed in there. He ran when he had to, an element of his game that the Lions obviously weren't paying attention to. He made him pay with his legs, made him pay with his arm. He made smart decisions. And look, you want to call that game management? Whatever. But he's headed to the Super Bowl. And, a lot of times people are infatuated with the big, strong arm and the legs. And look, that stuff's great. But that's not the end-all, be-all for NFL quarterbacks. So, Cam Newton had the big arm and the fast legs. He ain't playing in the NFL ever again. And that's not to hate on the man because he had an MVP season, but that game manager bullshit, I mean, whatever, man. All I give a damn about is who wins and who loses, right? And Brock Purdy wins games, and you want to put that on anyone's shoulders but him, fair enough. But, every quarterback has the hardest job in the league. And if it was easy as running a West Coast offense and all of a sudden you're a super team, then every team would do it. And they don't. So anyway, that's what I got to say about Brock Purdy, coming to his defense a little bit. Also, I called it in the last video. I said that the San Francisco 49ers were going to win this game. Actually, I said they were going to kick their ass. But technically, I was right. They kicked their ass in that second half. I even had one of my OG subscribers message me. He was telling me, basically rubbing it in that I was looking like a fool. Glad to say that my prediction was right this time, as it is most of the time. Although there are times where I'm wrong, but this time I was correct. And I'll be back with a Super Bowl preview, and that'll be next week. It'll be not the coming Wednesday, but the following Wednesday. And this weekend coming up, I'm going to do some controversy. We're going to rank every quarterback in the NFL, because this is it. This is the final 2 weeks of the NFL season, right? We got the flag football bullshit, and then we got the Super Bowl, and then that's it. I might make one more Dolphin video after that, just to kind of wrap up how I feel about the team. But to be honest with you, most of those feelings are pretty negative, so I think I might just shut the fuck up. But then we move on to other stuff. But I appreciate it if you took the time to listen. The San Francisco 49ers find a way to knock off the Detroit Lions. Eminem flipping off the Niners fans. It wasn't enough. It wasn't enough, Marshall Mathers, but you know what? If you're a Lions fan, you should hold your head high, because, they did something a lot of people didn't think they could do, and it stings right now. I know it does, but it'll be a season you'll remember forever, and hopefully it'll be a catalyst for a Super Bowl down the line. But, it is what it is. Only one team makes it out of the season happy, right? Only one team makes it out with the smiles. And it might end up being Taylor Swift running out to the 50-yard line, jumping in Travis Kelce's fucking arms as I can't make the jokes about the shot again. I keep almost going there. Anyway, all right, it's Big Cock Brock versus Pat Mahomes in 2 weeks, and let me know how you feel in the comments. All right, I'm out of here. Have a good rest of your weekend.